Hello, 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 and welcome to my Dear Diary series, where we create crafts and yap at the same time. Today we're actually creating a sun catcher. This video will be sectioned into 3 different parts. We're going to talk about aestheticism in crafting and the consumerism paradox. We're going to talk about society's reward system, and we're going to talk about how to overcome societal pressure, aka the just stop caring philosophy. First of all, we're going to talk about aestheticism. I feel like with hobbies, it's become more of a status symbol than anything. It's not about like the overall experience now. It's just about having crafting tools and making things that will look picture perfect on Instagram. And I find that to be quite the travesty. It kind of takes away from the actual point of what DIYing is. On Pinterest, a lot of the crafts are like picture perfect, they like look amazing, and that's because most of them are either machine made or they're made by people that have years of experience. I crafted when I was younger, but I only started it up again maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm really inexperienced when it comes to crafting, so obviously my stuff will look like it was made by like a 7-year-old. I'm aware of that. I've decided to take that in stride and to still be proud of the fact that I made something instead of bashing myself for it because, oh, it doesn't look like the pretty perfect pictures on Pinterest. Try to say that 10 times fast. And the other issue is that crafting supplies at this point have become its own sort of status symbol. Craft accounts often get sponsored by craft supply chains and then promote craft supplies that you don't really need. Example, I was really into journaling and scrapbooking in like August of last year, I'd say, and I ended up buying a mini printer. It was useful for me, but for most people, they don't need a mini sticker printer. I don't know if this is true where you are, but at least where I am, my local library has printers that you can print stuff on for like 25 cents for like a page. So I really don't think that it is as necessary as craft channels will tell you it is. And another thing is when your craft station itself is trying to be aesthetic. I mean, I'm kind of calling the kettle black here because I've tried to make my crafting station, actually I just have a hobby station, I've tried to make it very aestheticized, but the truth is that life is not that aestheticized and I have a lot of stuff and so it won't look picture perfect. And I just gotta learn to be okay with that. Also, to not buy any more craft supplies than I actually need. Oftentimes, you only buy these supplies because you see like this one craft on TikTok and you're like, oh, I'm gonna replicate that exactly. But as I said, most crafts don't come out looking exactly like the ones that you see on social media. And so it's important to make that distinction and to only buy crafting supplies for crafts that you know you're going to finish, that you're going to enjoy making no matter the result. Now we're going to talk about society's reward system and how it's based on very general parameters. So I don't know if any of you know the theory of multiple intelligences. It's one of my favorite theories. Basically, it says that everybody doesn't necessarily just have one sort of intelligence. It's not like, oh, you are good in school so you're intelligent, or you are not good in school so you're not intelligent, because that's only one facet of intelligence. There are other facets of intelligence, such as, for example, if you're an artist and you're good at drawings, you have good spatial awareness, you're good at sports, so you have bodily kinesthetic intelligence. There are so many types of intelligences, and it's just crazy to me how society has only ever valued 1 to 2 types of intelligences, which I would say are like written intelligence and auditive intelligence. The way that school works, right, is that you have to remember a ton of stuff, and then if you don't remember all this stuff, then you get a 0, regardless of if you actually know the content or not. It doesn't give you enough leeway to make the connections that you need to make to have a varied point of view on a subject. Not unless you're in specialized school, and even then, I find that they're pretty straightforward with how they actually grade things, which is just, if you don't remember this, you fail. It is just a really sad way to consider society, because now you have this pressure of like, oh, if you're not good in school, then you're just not intelligent at all, when that's not true. How I'm relating this back to aestheticism and perfectionism is that you think, oh, if you don't do this craft exactly perfect like the picture, then you're not good at crafting. Then you shouldn't be doing it again because you're not good at it. So why keep doing it? But you know, practice makes perfect, as they say. And it's a corny saying, but it's a saying that I've kept very close to my heart for a while now. It's the reason why I continue to draw even though I kind of suck, or why I continue to craft even though I kind of suck. I think it's important to remember that society is kind of stereotypical and it only sees things in a very linear way. And for those of us that are not linear, I'm talking more specifically here to neurodivergent people, but this can be applied to a wider audience. It's okay to not be linear because honestly, these societal expectations are incredibly outdated, and I don't believe that we should keep following guidelines that just don't make sense to who we are as humans. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is how to overcome societal pressure. So, if we're all perfectionists, right, then how do we overcome that? And the answer is pretty simple. Just stop giving a fuck. Just stop caring. It's that simple, actually. It's easier said than done because as humans, we can be often very emotional people. We can have like this large perception that will be hard to knock down. This perception that we care about how other people perceive us. That's kind of hard to actually knock off and like ignore. But I do find that a fake it till you make it strategy works best here. Telling yourself that it's okay, it might not look perfect, but it felt good for me. And I know that I did my best. And I know that I enjoyed myself and had fun with it. So it had proper value for me. Not for anyone else, for me. Who gives a shit? This isn't their life, this is your life. And you've got to remember that. You've got to continue doing what makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled, regardless of how it looks to outer society. Even though your crafts may not look like the Pinterest pictures, you'll get there eventually if you continue doing it. I mean, as I said, the crafts that are posted on Pinterest are usually by people that have been doing this for years. You need to have a little bit of patience with yourself. You need to continue working on it to get better and to hopefully one day have a level of prowess that you can be confident of and proud of. That's basically it. I know that this video was relatively short. I'm sorry about that. I had a family emergency this weekend, so I haven't had the chance to film videos that are as long as I wanted them to. Here is my sun catcher. Also, I do a series on my TikTok called Project Auntie, which stands for a new thing every day. It's pretty self-explanatory. I do one new thing every day and I share it with you all. So if you want to go check out that series, I am on TikTok under Creative Co. I also use the same company name to do any freelance copywriting. I have a page on Fiverr. I have a few projects under my belt and also a few passion projects that I've put in my portfolio. I'm not starting it up until mid-July. As of mid-July, I will be happy to take in a project. Anyways, the usual things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And most importantly, don't forget to share this to someone who you think needs it. With that said, peace out and blessed be.